Okay guys, when you're welding, you always have to have the proper PPE. And PPE means personal protective equipment. And it must be worn. You have your hard hat, your safety glasses, your work boots, your fire retardant shirt, and your fire retardant gloves. These is the two types of rods that I've used over my senior project. This is a 7018 rod, and that means that is the 7018 is 7,000 tensile strength, and the 18 is the code of electricity current that flows through it. Your 6010 rod, which is this rod, is a fast coolant rod. That means you can't just run your rod straight. You have to jack it back to your weld puddle, or you have to run your cursive ease. And the 6010 on your 6010 rod means 6,000 tensile strength, and the 10 means the coating and current. Okay, when you're welding, you have 4 different types of welding positions. That is your F1, F2, F3, and F4. Your F1 is a flat position weld, and your plate will look just like this. It will stay just like that. Your F2 is a horizontal position weld, and your welding plate will look just like this. Your F3 weld will be a vertical welded plate, and your plate will look just like this. Your F4 weld will be an overhead weld, and your plate will be just like this when you're welding on it. Okay. These are V-groove open with the backing strap, and the backing strap just means they have a backing piece on the back of it. Every one of these have that. And when you're welding these V-groove plates like this, you have to run your root pass, your hot pass, then your stringers, and then your 3-pass cap. You can't have no more than the 3-pass cap. See, this one's a 3-pass, and this one would pass a welding test, and it's good. This one has more than 3 passes. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 6-pass cap, and he would not pass with this because it has too many passes on the top of it. Also, when you're running your caps on the top, they have to be flush with your plate. But before you get to your cap, you have to run these things right here. You have to run up, you have to run to the side, and you have to run back to the side, and then you have to run back, and then that's when you run your root pass. You run your root pass with a 6010 rod, and you run it all the way down it until you get to right here. And when you run down, you got to go all the way up here, then you got to come back, and then you got to do a smiley face right here. You do a smiley face like that. Once you run that, you got to run your hot pass, and they call this the hot pass because when you're running it, you don't cool your plate after you do your root pass, and you just run straight over the top of it. After you get done running your hot pass, you have to go and cool your plate off, and that's when you switch from the 6010 rod to the 7018 rod, and that's when you run your stringers. And you run your stringers through these areas to fill this up, fill this plate up, this opened up spot on this plate. You got to fill it up flush with your stringers. And once you get your stringers flush, you got to run your 3-pass cap on it. And the key to running a good weld bead is you can't be straight down on it, you can't be too far leaned, you can't be too far leaned this way. You have to have it at a good angle like this, and you can't have your rod too close to the plate. You have to have it at just the right amount of distance between your plate. If you have it too far, you will cause weld porosity, and that just means BBs. If you look closely, you can see the BBs that's on this plate, like right there and right there, and that's no good. That causes fractures in your welds, and that'll mess your weld up and cause you to fail your welding test.